Live from WTOC, the Southeast news leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
We have breaking news here on WTOC Plus. We've just learned the man who escaped Chatham County Police custody last night has now been captured. CCPD just made that announcement about 10-15 minutes ago, and they do say more details are on the way. Now, this all happened after 39-year-old Robert Buchter got away from a patrol car while still in custody. CCPD says around 7:15 p.m. last night, a Chatham County Police Department officer was taking Buchter to the Chatham County Detention Center when Buchter sprayed a chemical substance at the officer. Police say that irritant caused the officer to cough uncontrollably while his eyes and nose severely watered. The officer put his patrol car into park, and the automatic door actuator unlocked all of the car's doors. Police say Buchter opened the back door and ran away while still handcuffed behind his back. A search that lasted through the night, again, just ended this afternoon. Once again, Buchter is now in custody. Chatham County Sheriff Richard Coleman also just took to Facebook Live to talk a little bit more about the manhunt and where it ended. I'm going to pull up that video right now, and we're going to go ahead and play some of it right here on WTOC Plus.
The fugitive last. Sheriff Coleman here. I'm live here on Southern Boulevard. Just want to announce that we just caught the fugitive last night who escaped from the county's custody right here on Southern Boulevard, probably a mile and a half away from the original incident, but he is now in custody. He's off of our streets of this county, thanks to the Chatham County Sheriff's fugitive investigators.
I do apologize. It appears that something happened with our internet right there. But you could hear Sheriff Coleman talking about how that fugitive was captured just about a mile and a half from where he originally escaped, a little outside of the Chatham County Detention Center. Again, Chatham County Police say more details are on the way, and we will make sure to keep you updated as we learn those details throughout the day. We are going to continue with our top stories here. CCPD says that 2 men have been arrested in connection to a deadly hit and run that killed a 14-year-old over the weekend. They say detectives arrested 32-year-old Miguel Reyes Castro and 29-year-old Olvin Antonio Ramos. Both are charged with tampering with evidence and obstruction. They also say they recovered the vehicle that hit the teen, who was riding an e-bike when he was hit and killed near Glade and Ferguson in Chatham County around 7 p.m. Sunday night. Turning now to state news, the planned execution of a convicted murderer in Cobb County is now on hold until at least mid-January. Stacey Humphreys was sentenced to death for killing 2 real estate agents back in 2003. He was originally scheduled to receive lethal injection on December 17th, but the judge is now waiting to decide on if one of the parole board members will be replaced before a clemency hearing. Each side has until January 19th to file any further arguments. Well, if you own a home or are looking to buy a home, there are some new laws going into effect on January 1st. 2 new laws start in January that give Georgia homeowners more rights when it comes to property insurance and HVAC units. First, insurance companies are now required to give you a 60-day notice before terminating your policy instead of 30 days. This gives you more time to shop for new coverage if you're dropped. And second, an HVAC unit does not need to be registered in order to qualify for a manufacturer warranty, and warranties will now automatically transfer to a new homeowner when the house is sold. We do have a full list of the new laws going into effect January 2026. That's on our website right now. And in just 2 days in South Carolina, there will be a new liquor liability law taking effect. Now, the goal with the law is to keep your favorite restaurants and bars open, something that many local spots have struggled to do amid the rising cost of liquor liability insurance. The new law will allow businesses to lower their liability risk and potentially their insurance premiums.
Our premiums have gone up between 20 to 25% almost each year. The cap is still $1 million, but again, the issue is the liability coverage from where if you have one drink at one establishment and 10 at the other establishment, I'm not responsible for 1/10 of the damage. I'm responsible for 100% of the damage.
To lower premiums, officials say they'd have to add new safety measures, including digital ID screening, expanded server training, and keeping their alcohol sales below 40% of their total revenue. Well, we have some big news for Georgia's rural communities. Parts of the state could see a huge boost in healthcare funding. Georgia will receive nearly $219 million from the federal government. It's part of the Trump administration's Rural Health Transformation Program, doling out $50 billion to states over 5 years. The investment will help expand access to health care in rural areas, increase the number of workers, and modernize rural medical centers.
It's designed to allow you to right-size the system, to push and catalyze needed change, to empower governors and other state leaders to do the things they probably wanted to do anyway, but now they have the money to do it.
Dr. Oz also anticipates states will use some of the money to update technology and information systems. Governor Kemp initially requested more than $1 billion in funding. Turning to health news, if you've noticed people at home or at work getting sick more frequently recently, well, you're not wrong. Health officials do say that flu cases are up and are expected to spike even higher as we ring in 2026. That's because of the crowded nature of many people's holiday gatherings and the realities of holiday travel. Cases went up 15% in the week before Christmas. Experts say that's due to new, highly transmissible variants of the flu and low vaccination rates. They say washing your hands is the best way to stay healthy during flu and cold season. You should also try to avoid touching your face, manage stress, get plenty of sleep, and stay hydrated. And happening right now, South Carolina health leaders are set to give an update on the measles outbreak, which continues to grow in the upstate. It comes as at least 153 confirmed cases have been connected to the outbreak, with hundreds of residents still in quarantine. The Department of Health and Welfare is hosting a media briefing happening right now. We will bring you the latest numbers as soon as we get them. Turning now to consumer news, if you're in the market for a new or used car, you should listen up. A rising number of Americans, 28%, now have auto loans that are worth more than the value of their vehicle itself. Those high costs mean it's more important than ever to extend the life of your car. CBS's Kelly O'Grady spoke with a mechanic for all the tips you need to know to prevent an expensive fix.
Prices on new and used cars are near record highs. The average sticker price for a new set of wheels is above $51,000, up $10,000 from 5 years ago. A 3-year-old vehicle will cost you on average $31,000, up from $24,000. Even the cost of repairs have increased by 38% since 2021.
Now, there are ways to make your car last longer and stave off some of those costly repairs. So with me is Audra Forden. She's the owner of Great Bear Auto Shop in Queens, New York. So first off, why does it cost so much more now to repair your car?
Well, cars used to be mechanical, but now they're electronic. And between service intervals, it lasts a lot longer, but it's still electronics are a lot more expensive.
That's why she says it's as important as ever to pay attention to dashboard warnings.
When you see any yellow lights on your dashboard, you need to schedule an appointment for maintenance. The red lights, your car needs help. It's like screaming at you when it's blinking to let you know that something urgent needs attention.
Forden says most vehicles should go in for preventative maintenance every 5,000 miles. Save yourself some money with a DIY oil check.
You're going to just pull out the dipstick, wipe it clean so that you have a clean finish, and then you're going to put it back in all the way, and then you're going to take it out. It's the second time that you're really going to pay attention and see where the oil is on the dipstick.
And even if it's full, if the oil is brown and dirty, it's time to replace it. Look for corrosion on the battery, and don't forget the air filter.
What about repairs on either electric cars or hybrids?
They're still cars. So they still need maintenance. They still need air filters. They still need coolant.
How do you know when you've got a trustworthy mechanic? Are there any red flags if you don't?
Trust your instincts. If you're bringing your vehicle in for a safety recall, that should be a free repair. If during that time they come to you with a laundry list of thousands of dollars that services that need to be repaired, I would go for a second opinion.
And ask your mechanic to show you what they say needs fixing.
Even if you don't understand exactly what's going on, you'll be able to tell if something is leaking or broken.
Some simple ways to get more money and miles out of your set of wheels.
Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
Well, coming up next on WTOC Plus, we're checking in with UGA football as they prepare for a Sugar Bowl brawl against Ole Miss, and we'll bring you an update on the group of monks traveling across Georgia on foot. Stick around, we'll be back in 90 seconds. Well, welcome back to the news on WTOC Plus. The Dogs have made it to the Big Easy. Georgia football touched down in New Orleans yesterday evening ahead of their Sugar Bowl matchup with Ole Miss coming up on Thursday. The Dogs are moving in with motivation. Remember, it was Georgia who lost to Notre Dame in this very same game last season. And 1 year later, redemption is on their minds.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. It kind of hurt us as a team last year to fall short right here. And then, we've just been thinking about that ever since last year. And, we get the opportunity to redeem ourselves. And I definitely think we're going to be prepared this time.
It's definitely added fuel to the fire for sure. Like, on days where it's tough to get it going, you look back, and Coach Hartley's always showing us the video from last year of us walking off the field in the Sugar Bowl last year. So it is good at times to remember those feelings you had from last year.
Well, it's a story of a vision beyond sight. A baseball coach is changing lives one swing at a time. But the real masterclass is his outlook on life's curveballs. Local News Live's Clayton Collier introduces us.
Just north of Omaha, in the neighborhood of Ponca Hills, you won't find a baseball diamond, but there are endless pearls of wisdom that begin at the driveway.
The smooth, straight pass seldom leads anywhere. Goes past hitting, kind of like life's lessons.
Inside this barn-turned batting cage, a quaint and cluttered love letter to the game. Many of the state's best hitters go to learn from Mark Wetzel.
Nice.
He's a great coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's like he's the best hitting coach I've ever had.
He knows everything about the swing.
The results speak for themselves.
You would never know.
I'm legally blind. I have macular degeneration of the retina.
Growing up, Mark was obsessed with baseball.
I wanted to be Mickey Mantle and played a lot of ball.
His condition forced him to quit the game when he was just 14.
I think at first I was pretty upset. I couldn't play ball anymore.
But Mark wasn't ready to give up his passion for hitting.
I was looking for something to do, something I could do and be good at. Who in the world would ever guess I would be good at teach you how to hit a moving baseball? But when I found out I could be good at it, then, I really took it and ran with it.
It's turned into a 40-year career.
I should be able to tell when the ball hits the bat.
Spanning from teaching young boys and girls to minor league hitting gigs and brushes with some of the game's greatest, including Albert Pujols and a decades-long friendship with Tony Gwynn.
If you saw me in a grocery store or in a restaurant with my wife, you wouldn't bring your boy here to hit with me.
It is 12:59.
I can't find my food on my plate sometimes. When I go out in that cage, I see 20/20 as far as I'm concerned.
So how does he do it? Well, Mark has some peripheral vision.
I think he's starting to get it.
But straight ahead is where the real magic happens.
I can see that profile against that wall. I can see any kind of movement, the slightest bit of movement, or excess energy or tightness or weight shift.
A phenomenon you have to see to believe.
People are like, how is that possible? Like, there's no way that he can be as good as another hitting coach if he can't see. So I just kind of explain it to them and just tell them, like, yeah, he can't see it, but he like puts the pieces together.
Some might even say he has eyes in the back of his head.
He's looking at the other cage and he tells me what's wrong with my swing. It's insane. But
how does he do that?
No clue. He's always right, but I've no clue.
Connor Gersh is a second-generation student of Mark's. His father, former Nebraska outfielder Andy Gersh, first went to blind guy hitting almost 25 years ago.
Takes me back. That's like time traveling. Even from the drive up, reminds me of driving up here with my dad. For him to overcome his seeing situation and to be able to turn it into something incredible just tells you a lot about him and his ability to persevere.
Mark's walls are littered with memorabilia and motivation. His lessons and his story are about so much more than baseball.
It really shows the saying of like, don't judge a book by its cover.
Even if it's outside your comfort zone, and even if it may be a little weird, try it and see if it fits for you.
You should at least give everybody a chance because it could be one of the best things that ever happens to you, as it was for me.
Mark met a bump in the road and kept going. Now he's paved the way for thousands of young athletes to see things a little differently.
It's almost a blessing. I don't know. I always thought when it happened, I thought, well, someday I'll win the lottery. It's going to be a payback here somehow. Well, I think I'm already living it. Doing what I love to do, being around great people, great kids.
What a cool story. A couple of almost like Yogi Berra-isms in there, if you're a big baseball fan. It seems like you could really hear some of that wisdom in his voice. Really cool story right there. All right, well, this is something that's gotten a lot of attention over the last couple of days. The Walk for Peace is continuing today in Georgia as Buddhist monks continue through Middle Georgia on their way to Washington, D.C. This walk has been garnering national attention. It's a 2,300-mile trek that started in Fort Worth, Texas on October 26th. Their goal is Washington, D.C. The 19 monks and their rescue dog are going through Decatur this afternoon. There'll be a peace gathering at 3 p.m. at the Beacon Municipal Complex Courtyard, which is their only official event in Georgia. And it is expected to be a pretty major gathering with city, state, and federal officials all gathering in the name of peace.
It's a beautiful thing when you can gather people together to put their feelings aside and emotions aside and come together as one unit. It's beautiful.
And before we sign off here on WTOC Plus, we're just a day away from New Year's Eve, and as cities around the world get ready to ring in the new year, we wanted to show you some of the unique celebrations happening right here across America. Starting with the capital of country music, Nashville will pay tribute to their roots by dropping a music note. It's 138 feet tall and will drop during the Jack Daniels New Year's Eve live event. The celebrations being hosted by comedian Bert Kreischer and country music star Hardy. Moving over to Wisconsin, the village of Sister Bay drops a 300-pound cherry to ring in the new year. The area is known for its cherry tree orchards, and it created the cherry drop to attract tourists. And up in North Carolina, a pickle drop will signal the start of 2026. This is in Mount Olive, home of the Pickle Company. The event is a partnership between the Mount Olive Pickle Company and the town's fire department. And this one might take the cake for the wackiest celebration, or maybe we should say take the candy. Each year, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania drops a 400-pound yellow peep. It's almost 5 feet tall. And yes, we're talking about the Easter candy. The company has been in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania since 1932. Also wanted to throw in this for consideration as well. I spent the last couple of years in Boise, Idaho as a reporter anchor, and every year on New Year's Eve in Boise, we would drop a 2,000-pound flying potato with wings over the state capitol. They've been doing it for just about 15 years now. Last year, there's like 10,000 people, but just a really interesting sight. Kind of looked like the pickle drop, but they drop it horizontally over New Year's, and I was always covering it. One of the coolest experiences, and it's something that's very uniquely Idaho. So I'll throw that in as another unique New Year's celebration. All right, and with that, we are going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. We appreciate you spending part of your afternoon with us. We'll be back in just about 40 minutes for another round of stories. Tyler Mannion will join us here on WTOC Plus to talk about his upcoming story about a Savannah staple that is set to stay. It's a bit of an update to a story we brought you about a month ago. I don't want to spoil it, though. You'll have to tune in at 2 o'clock to catch that. And in the meantime, you can always head on over to our website to catch the latest updates at WTOC.com. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and here's Local News Live.